How to avoid divorce permanently. These are the 5 secrets to secure a modern marriage. Most marriages don't collapse in flames, they fade in silence. Two people can live in the same house, raise kids, split responsibilities, even laugh sometimes, and still be drifting in opposite directions. Not because they are bad people, not because they stopped caring, but because no one taught them how to manage a modern marriage under modern pressure. If you're here, that tells me something. You're not looking for fairy tales. You're looking for durability, stability, something that lasts. So let me ground this in two realities. There are two couples I want to share with you. I want you to keep them in mind. The first couple, Mark and Lisa. Married 8 years, kids, careers, no cheating, no chaos. From the outside, they look fine. On the inside, they're tired. Okay, conversations are functional, conflict is avoided. They tell people we are good, but they don't feel close. The second couple, David and Aisha, similar life stage, similar stress, but different energy. They argue sometimes, they recalibrate often, they don't avoid tension, but they don't let it rot either. Same pressure, different systems. Let's talk about why. Secret number one, rebuilding the foundation. This might surprise you, but the foundation is often overrated. Whenever Mark and Lisa hit a rough patch, Mark would say, "We talked about this before we got married. Roles, money, expectations." Lisa would hear and then feel dismissed. Those conversations didn't help her. They just reminded her how unseen she felt in the present. Here's the truth. Once resentment enters the room, old agreements lose emotional weight. When someone is hurting, they don't care what you agreed on years ago. They care about how they feel right now. That's where couples get trapped in regret. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, guilt, blame, replaying the past as if punishment will fix the present. It won't. The best time to build a solid foundation was before marriage. You're right. But the next best time is today, not before marriage. Right now, not after the next argument, not when things calm down. Right now, this is the present. So David and Aisha realized their original assumptions didn't match reality anymore. Instead of resenting that, they rebuilt. They realigned core values. They redefined the vision for their family based on who they had become, not who they used to be. So foundations aren't contracts, they are living agreements. Mark and Lisa treated the foundation like something that was already done. David and Aisha treated it like something that needed maintenance. That difference matters. Secret number two, beyond hearing, the active listening protocol. This is where most marriages quietly break. Mark believed he listened because he didn't interrupt. Lisa believed she communicated because she spoke clearly. Yet, neither felt understood. Over time, Mark started finishing Lisa's sentences. He assumed he already knew what she meant. Lisa felt predictable and invisible. That's not listening, that's assumption. Active listening is not natural, it's a skill, a difficult one. It means listening without trying to fix, defend, or win. It means hearing where your partner is coming from, not just what they're saying. Those are often two different things. When Lisa said, "You never help," Mark heard criticism. What she meant was, "I feel alone." He missed the emotional message and responded to the surface complaint. David practiced listening for context, not just content. When Aisha spoke, he stayed curious. When she went quiet, he didn't assume peace. He checked for distance. This kind of listening allows you to scan your relationship for vulnerability early because drift becomes emotional distance, then detachment. And here's the leverage point. Only one partner needs to do this consistently to shift the dynamic, preferably the one who wants to change, the one who wants to lead. Give your partner freedom to express expectations without punishment. Manage your own expectations internally. Reciprocity tends to follow safety. Secret number three, how high value couples handle conflict. Healthy couples fight. That part is normal. The difference is how they fight. Researchers found that stable, happy couples maintain about 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative interaction during conflict. That could be a calm tone, a curious question, a gentle touch, or a simple "that makes sense," if it actually makes sense. In couples headed towards divorce, that ratio drops to 1 to 1 or worse. Mark and Lisa avoided conflict. They thought peace meant stability, but avoidance doesn't eliminate tension, it stores it. When arguments finally happened, they exploded. No buffer, no goodwill. David and Aisha argued more, but cleaner. During tension, David slowed the moment down. He asked questions instead of making accusations. Aisha paid attention to her tone, even when emotional, not perfectly, intentionally. Every disagreement became training. Each conflict was a chance to improve regulation for the next one. This skill isn't learned in theory, it's learned in repetition, in practice. And don't wait for your partner to join you. This isn't a competition, it's you and your partner versus the problem versus the world. Even if your partner doesn't have this awareness yet, start anyway, lead anyway, take credit later. This connects directly to what we talked about in the last video. When you start to wonder, is it time for divorce or time to build skills you will need for the rest of your life with or without this marriage? Secret number 4. The heart of strategic forgiveness. This is where many marriages quietly bleed out. Forgiveness sounds mature, but it's uncomfortable. And it usually starts in the wrong place, and we can't afford to manipulate people into forgiving, right? Lisa resented Mark, but underneath that was resentment towards herself for choosing him, for staying, for hoping things would change. That self-directed anger leaked out as sarcasm, condescension, withdrawal, and emotional shutdown, all poisons. Resenting yourself for your partner choice is a silent killer. If you hate your past decisions, your nervous system will look for someone to punish, and your partner becomes the easiest target. That resentment feels powerful short term. It feels justified, but it poisons attraction and clarity over time. It also poisons the quality of your life and your love life. Aisha learned to forgive herself fast, brutally fast. She stopped replaying old decisions and focused on creating new experiences. Once self-blame softened, forgiving David became lighter. Not easy, but lighter. You can't build a future while punishing the past. Secret number 5, the GPS, the ultimate navigation tool. Every strong system needs governance. Without it, emotions run the show. From both sides, from all sides, even the in-laws. And emotions are terrible leaders. Mark and Lisa argued based on moods. Whoever felt stronger that day set the tone. There was no referee, just reactions. David and Aisha had a framework, GPS, God, or at least a higher standard beyond ego. Gratitude as an intentional outlook instead of constant dissatisfaction. Purpose as individual and shared mission. Self as lifelong development. When things got rough, and they did, inevitably, they yielded to the framework. They asked, what does our higher standard require here? What serves our long-term mission? What growth is being demanded of me right now? That framework absorbed pressure so their marriage didn't have to. So here's the real question. Here's a real question for you. If you're honest, which couple do you resemble more right now? Mark and Lisa or David and Aisha? And at what point do you think the drift or the turnaround really began? What do you think one person in each couple could have done differently sooner? I want to hear your thoughts.
This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.